Waters Farm and Craft. So we are going to pickle some eggs today. I have set a carton back and let it cure for about a week. If you want to pickle eggs and you want to use your farm fresh eggs, you want to wait about a week to a week and a half, possibly 2 weeks, to let those eggshells cure, because you just can't start pickling them right away after they're hatched. The shells are not ready for that. So if you're wanting to do it immediately, you probably want to go to the store and buy some eggs. So are you ready to make some pickled eggs? Let's get started. For this mixture, we're just going to need a few ingredients. So let's see. We're going to need 2 cups of water, and to this I'm going to add 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. And I'm just going to pour it in my pot. And right now I've got this on a medium-high heat. I have my stove setting between 7 and 8. You're also going to add 2/3 cup of sugar. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of pickling spice. Now you want to do this in kind of a well-ventilated area. I don't know if you can hear my fan in the background, but if you don't have air circulation when this stuff starts to boil, yeah, it can really mess up your nasal passages because it's very, very strong. In my kitchen is kind of in the middle of my house. I have a door to go out. I don't have any windows, so my dining room and my living room is attached, so I have windows open and a fan going, only because once it starts boiling, you have all this stuff in the air, and it's with this pickling spice. And I just bought the ball mixed pickling spice because I don't do too much, so I didn't want to buy it in bulk. But it can get a little, I guess I wouldn't say fumy, but I start, coughing and sneezing, and so you want to try to keep this in a well vented area. So I'm going to let this cook, and it's gotta, I gotta bring it to a boil. So when I get it to a boil, I'll bring you back so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so while my pickling stuff is getting ready to boil, I'm going to go ahead, and I have filled a pot halfway with hot water. I'm going to get my eggs in here and start to get them boil. Everybody does it different. I just fill my pot up with hot water so that way I can get my eggs in there. I put a lid on it. Once it boils, I let it boil for 5 minutes, and then I just turn the heat off and I just let it set until it cools, and then I crack the eggs so I can have my hard-boiled eggs. So we're just going to set our eggs right in here because it's hot water, but I can put my fingers in there and touch it. So I'm just going to get this up to a boil, and I'm going to get our pickling spice up to a boil, and I'll meet you back. Alright, well, our brine has come to a boil, so I am going to turn this off and let it cool a little bit. I've stirred it a few times with my whisk just to make sure nothing got stuck on the bottom. So all we're going to do is turn this off, and we're going to wait till our eggs get done. Alright, so the brine's done. When the eggs are done, we'll get them all peeled and ready to go so we can get our spicy pickled eggs. Hi everyone, welcome back. My camera kind of is pointing a little low. I'm just finishing up peeling my eggs down to the last one. After you cook your eggs, like I said, I put them in the hot water from the sink, and then I let it boil with the lid on. After I do that, I let it come up to a boil, and I let it boil for 5 minutes. And then after that, it's just not cooperating here. Okay. Whew, back. All right. So after I do that, I let it boil for 5 minutes, and then I leave it sit for about 20 minutes. And that way I don't have to cook it for longer, keep cooking it. You know, after it boils, all that steam helps and it boils the egg. So when you are pickling eggs, if you're going to do it right away, then you're going to want to go buy eggs from the store. You cannot use your farm fresh eggs until about a week to a week and a half after. I would say a week and a half, only because, you know, sometimes your egg will split. If you do it right away after they hatch their eggs, they could potentially not cook right. The shell is just not hard enough yet, so you have to let it cure just a little bit. So let's move along. So I have a wide mouth quart jar, and I added 1 garlic clove just for a little bit of extra. Now you can either do it the pickling spice way that I'm doing it by cooking it on the stove. There's also another method, and if you're, you know, you're in a hurry, you want to get this done, what I would recommend is out at Meijer. I haven't found this any other place. You can probably get it online too. But out at Meijer, they have this, and it's a good spicy garlic pickling. Now, I bought one of these. It's ready to go. It's liquid. It's already the brine. It is so cool. It says 1-step pickling on it. It's ready-made pickling brine. This stuff is amazing. It only does a pint jar, though. So if you're going to do a quart, you're going to have to get 2. But I ended up going back to, and it's $2.49, but I went back to Meijer this past week, and they had it on clearance for $1.74. It's end of season, so that way they're getting rid of it. I'm probably going to go back and get a couple more, only because my husband loved this, because you don't have to cook it, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is, I've already jarred up these peppers, so I'm actually going to pour that in there. But that's all you do. You cut your peppers up, you throw this brine in here, you put your lid on it, and you throw it in the fridge. You can eat it the next day. That's how fast it is. It is awesome. My husband loves it. His pickle, we did peppers and pickles. And sometimes I will, you know, you don't have to have these in it. You could just put this in with all of your pickles or cucumbers that you're wanting to make into pickles, but I just add this in there for extra because he likes to eat those on sandwiches. So he loved this, and I loved it only because sometimes if you don't ice your pickles or your peppers, sometimes they won't come out crunchy, they'll come out kind of slimy. So neat tip, I will have to do a video on that. But right now we'll get back to pickling eggs. So this is just the fast way, but I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you on the peppers and the pickles. But I am not going to use, I'll use this for that, but I might go back and buy a couple more, because that way if this winter if we want to pickle some eggs and my husband wants more spicy eggs, then I will probably do it that way, so I don't have to cook because my windows won't open. Alright, so I'm going to angle this down here. We're going to get started. Okay, so we have our quart jar. We have 1 garlic clove in here. So I'm just going to put my eggs in here, see what we can get. I have 11. I had 1 bust. Oopsie. And I'm going to kind of shove them in here because I'd like to get them all in here, because this is actually a little gift for my sister's father-in-law. He loves spicy stuff. Alright, so we got 11 eggs in our jar. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our brine mix that we made while we boiled our eggs. And give this a quick little stir. Okay, I'm going to actually go in here because I have a bunch of different colored. They're all Hungarian hot wax peppers, just some of them aged a little bit quicker and turned. I probably should have put some more of those in the bottom, but that's okay. They might fall through. So I'm going to shove those in there, just to add some extra color and spice. Because he said he wanted some really spicy eggs, so we're going to give him some really spicy eggs. Okay. Then we're going to take our brine mix and we're going to pour over there. Alright. I'm just going to kind of, I have my tip here. Just kind of want to make sure I don't have any bubbles in there. Okay. I try to want to get all this pushed down in there, but it's going to come up. Alright. So I'm going to add just a smidge more. And of course it's going to float with it. Okay. That is all that I'm going to add. Now I got my lids on Amazon. If you want like an 8-pack, they have it for like $2.50 at Walmart. That's probably the best buy that I've found. You can use your these guys here if you want to. I don't want to because I don't want to waste the lids. These are reusable. All they have to do is be washed and that's it. So we're just gonna put this on here. And then I'm going to put the date on top of this so that way we know from a week we can eat this. You can wait 3 or 4 days and you can eat them, but the longer that you wait, the better that your pickles or your pickling eggs will taste. So I'm going to put a date on this and give it to my sister's father-in-law midweek or when the date is due, so that way he doesn't try to get into these too early. But that is it. It looks so pretty. It's got peppers in there, the peppercorns, all that good stuff. Alright. So, I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you do, please give me that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so you can get alerted when I have new videos of scrumptious, awesome food to eat or neat things to do on your farm. So, I hope that y'all have a blessed day, and thanks for watching.